Good morning. So it's early in the morning and I have the multiple printout for the painting I'm going to do on the big canvas. So I'm stood here looking down at it, at all the pages I printed out. I'll switch the camera around so you can see. So here it is. It's a bit of a mission. So we need to paint this on the big canvas. So I've been thinking about it because I've tried a big painting like this before and it's not worked out. Something went wrong on the way. Last time I tried it, I went wrong when I was putting the initial sketch on the canvas, and to make it easier on myself I decided the best way would be to trace it, because it's hard to see the whole picture. And I had this great big picture similar to this, quite a difficult one, with a lot going on it, and I have my printout on a board, and then I have my painting, my canvas next to it. I started drawing after I traced it on, bearing in mind I traced on the picture. I started painting some of it, and then I was like, well, what's wrong? The building's not right. And I noticed something else was not right, and in fact the tracing was not right, and because it was so off, the whole painting was off. So I ended up getting a bit frustrated and I just gave up, and I ended up painting that on top of it, this scene behind the sunflower. Yeah, I ended up painting that, which I wanted to do anyway, but that was going to be a different painting. But this time I'm going to make sure I do this all correct. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use each piece. I'm going to start with this one. Annoyingly, the printout has messed up. It's got dark on this one. But anyway, so we'll start with this one, and what I'll do is I'll use a piece of chalk and I'll copy this onto the canvas, and we'll get this spot on, and then we'll move on probably along here and start chalking out the outlines, and then from there probably move up and across, and it'll be a lot of just me with a piece of chalk just trying to sketch the outline onto the canvas. So what I've been doing is sticking some of these pieces together, and I have my first part stuck together. I'll just flip the camera around so you can see. So here's the bit that I'm going to start with, and there is a few issues with my printouts. This area is printed out warmer than this area, and this is the area, the cool colours that I want to put in, because this whole picture has like a coolness to it, and the way the lighting and everything was, so that's the colour I want. And you can see here, this chap walking down, it's gone really dark, so that's a bit annoying because it should be this. That's just the way my printer works sometimes. So I'm going to start with this bit, this piece of the puzzle. It's basically a puzzle I'm doing. But I'll start with this bit, and what I'm going to do is start measuring, like start from the outside in to find out where he is, and then I'll start working out from there. Once I've got this character in, and then probably this post is quite a good one to put in, then I can start working out from there, and see if I can get it close anyway. It's quite a challenge drawing such a big thing on a canvas, because without using any tricks, which I've tried, they don't really work for me. I don't get it as accurate, because I've tried the tracing trick. That doesn't work. It didn't work for me anyway. Not when you're doing it at this scale, because especially you're printing out lots of different A4 sheets, and then when you stick them together you might make a slight error. But then the other error that I've had is when I printed out, I haven't clicked on the button that says don't fill the page, so some of the pages might be slightly different, so that affects it, where this time, you know, you live and learn. So now I'm going to stick this piece to the canvas in the corner and stick it above where I'm going to draw, and then I'll get this started. So I have my stick of chalk, and I've just trimmed it a little bit just to make it a bit easier, and now I'm trying to measure things. I've got the page here, and I've got a set square, and I'm just running it up and down, see if I can make some points of interest that I can then mark down here, because the main thing down here really that I need to look at is these posts. They're an important part. Post there. So if I can get some marks in like there, and so I can get my chalk mark about there, the other side of it. So I'm going to start marking everything, and just put little points in inside that bag area. I can mark that post, and then what I'll do is I'll use this as well to try and do some measuring and start marking, and eventually I should get everything drawn onto here, and then it'll make my painting a little bit easier, which is what this stage is all about. I want to make this painting easier because there's a heck of a lot of detail in this one. There's some great lighting though. I'm really excited to do it. I'm excited to get this bit over so I can get the paints out and start painting. It's going to be really good when it's finished, but we've got to get the drawing down. So yeah, so I'm going to carry on doing this, get these little sketches done, and then see what happens. So I've been hard at it actually. I've managed to get 2 characters drawn with my stick of chalk. Now I'm using a different stick of chalk because the doorbell rang. I ran off to the doorbell and I put my stick of chalk down, and I've not been able to find it since. And I spent the time to shape it to the way I like it. So now I'm just using this bit, and to be honest it works fine anyway. You don't really need to shape chalk. So this is how far I've got. So I've got these 2 people in. I'm measuring this. This is my master copy if you want, and I'm measuring it from the edge, so I make sure that like he's in the right position on here. And then I've got this printout, which I've done on regular paper. I can look at and measure as well to get the scale right. And that's the way I've been doing this one as well, because on this side he's there, so I've been using that method. So I find that method of having 2 reference pictures the only way I can do it, because if I just use the one for something like this, then I'm going to get something wrong, and I know I am. I'm going to either get a measurement wrong, and that's just going to put the whole thing off. If I get the position of one of the characters in the wrong place, the whole painting is going to be off, because he's going to be, or she, is going to be slightly out, and if I use her to gauge where a window is, for instance, and it's not right, then the whole thing's going to be not right, and that's what's happened to me before. So I'm making sure I'm doing this really slowly, taking my time to get everything as right as possible, which is hard. It's hard work, but I'll benefit the rewards when I don't throw the painting out the window. So yeah, I'm going to spend a few more hours drawing in all these different people. I've just printed out some more reference for myself, and I'm going to start sketching them in with chalk, and then really see how far I can get, because I might start doing further down the hill and then further up. I might start putting it all in, and that'll be good, because if I can get the whole sketch done, the next one is going to be painting. And then what I'll do, this is my plan anyway, is to set the painting, set it up so it's multiple episodes to do this painting, because there's quite a lot of areas that would make a good video, like this group of people here. Like them, for instance, this would be a good video. Just doing that bit would be quite good. So that's what I'm looking at, doing like sections. Maybe that's an episode, maybe that's an episode, and then putting it all together. So thanks very much for watching this episode. Hopefully the next one I'll be getting the paints out, or I'm talking a little bit more of what I've learned, because I always learn something when I'm doing a project, and that's why it's good to do projects. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Cheers, bye.